Hey guys, Luetin here, and today I want to talk a little bit about the progression of my recording setup. I've been doing this for a few years now. I've worked through various pieces of software, hardware, and generally sort of refining and coming to a more efficient way of working. And you know, it's actually a lot of work. People don't realize just how much work is involved in terms of getting your content, in terms of the physical media, and then sort of bringing it together, editing it, getting your scripting in, working out what it is you want to do. It's time consuming, and you know, anything that you can use to sort of make that work quicker, easier and better for you is really, really valuable. So Elgato are a company who I have valued greatly because I've been using them pretty much since I started doing this. Before the Elgato Game Capture HD, a lot of people use something called the Hapag HD PVR, you might remember, but that didn't really have any way for me to capture, and so I had to use the Elgato iTV software, which actually was for the time a really excellent piece of software. It worked so good. After that, they brought in the Game Capture HD, which up until literally the last week is what I was still using. I was still using this little device, and it's gone on for years. It's been incredibly solid. This has just been a great little workhorse for me. It's done absolutely everything that I needed it to. Now they've gone on and advanced further, so we've got the Game Capture HD60 and the 60S. These are pass-through devices that you're going to use from your console out and then record off of that. Also, you've got the HD60Pro, which is a capture card for placing into your PC, and both of these are going to capture at like 1080 HD 60 frames per second. So this is my new setup, got the PC monitor and everything there. That's my brand new iMac, fully spec'd out. It's working like a dream. Here's the PC, and the HD60 Pro, it just slots straight into the motherboard there. It's just so easy. It literally took me 5 minutes. You just bang it in and that's it, done. One of the best things always about Elgato hardware and software though was the fact that you could maintain the quality and still have a reasonable file size, not have a crazy big file size. Now other software has kind of come more into line with that now, but initially they were the ones who were really leading it out there. Now this is the software here that you use to record, edit and export your videos. Again, it's very user friendly, it's very straightforward, and that's one of the best things. When you're getting into this stuff, especially if you're new to things, a lot of this software can be very confusing, take some time to really understand and work it all out. And the best thing about the Elgato originally as well with ITV and even the later Game Capture stuff, which really, it's been so good that they've barely had to change it at all. Now here we are back on the desktop of my iMac, and you can see here that I use Final Cut Pro to edit with. This is a really good piece of software. It's got good rendering times, it's very user friendly as well, but it has a lot of complex elements as well if you want to kind of push and get into that as well. So now here, this is I have a 4TB external drive, and usually what I do is I kind of grab my footage, I bang it in there. It's where I store it and reference it and library it all. I'll often scrub through the video here to kind of just see, you know, what was in this round, what do I remember from it, and that might help to, you know, name that video, sort of what was going on there, so that when I come back to it later, I can kind of look down through and think, oh yeah, I remember pretty much what that was, because I don't always edit everything literally as I place it in there. I'll often, you know, kind of get it in, archive it, library it. Another good thing that you can do here is add tags, and when you add tags onto a file, that means that later on I can just search and type for that tag and I can find it. Now right here, all I need to tag that with is Verdun, but again, if I'm doing armor stuff, I might want to highlight it as a Zeus or tag it as a highlight or something like this. And again, with Overwatch, if I wanted gameplay from Overwatch from a specific character or from a specific round type or mode, again, you can come to Battlefield and do the same thing. It's a really good way of just searching and finding clips and content that you want to make up some kind of video, right? So now we're just going to import that file that we've just placed in there in. Very easy, just click import, just find it in my library, go down, here we go to Verdun, open that up, choose the file that we've just loaded in there, click import, and again you can adjust some settings here. Now you can either choose to copy that file or you can choose to leave it in place. I'm going to leave it in place because it's already on the same drive where I store all of my other Final Cut stuff. So what this will do is it will leave that raw file in my raw library, and then it will link it into Final Cut, and it doesn't matter because, you know, it's all stored in the same place. It's just telling Final Cut, hey, you need to look for this file here, right? And then that means it's saving space. You're not duplicating the file unnecessarily. So first of all, I'm going to create a new event, and that's going to be an event where I can store all of my projects in. So I'm going to create that, and then what I need to do, so that's my event setup for Verdun projects. Now I'm going to create a new project itself. So I'm going to create my new Verdun project, all right? And then once we've created the project, then we're going to have our stage set, and we can grab our content that we just placed in there. So I can just go over here and I can go to my events. I can grab that project we brought in and place it in there. So that's the bit of video footage in there, and I can go through, I can scrub it, I can edit it, I can change it up however I want to. So that's been a little look, a showcase, guys, if you want, about the way in which I produce my content and my new setup, and hopefully streamlining my process a little bit in terms of getting that content in. But as I say, if you're new, if you're interested in doing video editing and sort of creating your own YouTube channel, hopefully that's a little insight as to what is involved and sort of how you would go about it. I want to say a huge thank you to Elgato, because Elgato, not only have they supported me ever since I started doing YouTube, because using their software and hardware was how I started. If it wasn't for Elgato, it would have been very difficult for me to even produce the content in the first place, but they've actually donated the HD60Pro to me for the system, so that's massive thanks to those guys. It's going to help so much in terms of producing better content, 60 frames, all the really good stuff we wanted for such a long time. Little sneak preview here, guys. I'm not going to show you too much, but this is my new lore video, the Horus Heresy Warhammer 40k. I know so many of you are waiting for this. As you can see, it's in progress, and now I've got this new system. I'm going to be able to get on and bang this out and hopefully get a lot more of this stuff out quicker and better than ever. Thanks very much for watching, guys. If you have any questions or thoughts, leave them down in the comments below. I'll see you next time.